Now, in Kenya, homosexuality has been described as immoral and against African tradition. But homosexuals have defended their sexual orientation just as passionately. The question never asked, though, is how would you relate with a family member who comes out to say they're gay? KTN's Doreen Bira reports.
Eric Gitari. I am a homosexual in Kenya. I am a lawyer. I am 30 years old.
These are the words not many Kenyans and Africans would dare utter in the open, and even fewer would want to listen to. But Eric Gitari is bold and he's out of the closet.
By the time I was completing primary school and ready for high school, I knew, because I was at the ripe of my teen years, I knew that I wasn't straight.
High school is always challenging, but when you add to that challenges faced by a teenager with a sexual orientation society would rather not talk about, it is a nightmare.
I went to a boys' boarding school, and well, of course I had the peer, because of peer pressure, I had my girlfriend, and sometimes you would write love letters to girls, but at the same time you have boyfriends, not just in your school but in other schools. It was difficult. People would taunt you because you thought there was something curiously suspicious about you. I had nicknames in high school such as Tausi.
A lot has been said about gay people, but very little attention has been paid to what happens to a person's friends, parents and siblings when it is known that that person is gay. When Eric joined law school to pursue his degree, he had to deal with peers questioning his personality, his friends and family pointing fingers at his body language.
Oh, there was always suspicion, you know. Yeah, I mean, you could, okay, people used to say you could tell. I mean, it's obvious. The way he talks, and you guys are like, hey, I think he's a bit gully.
Because of what people are talking too much about, I decided now to show it to your face. You saying that I'm gay and you say that gay people wear studs, I'll wear a stud. You think that gay people are very flamboyant in the way they dress, I'll put on red pants and shock you with colors.
It wasn't until mid-2013 that he came out publicly on social media platform Facebook. His coming out had grave consequences.
There's that nasty example where we wanted to go and get a haircut at this barber shop in 20th Century, 4th floor, and they told us they will not give us a haircut. There are friends who have blocked me and rejected me on Facebook, people I went to law school with. I've had cousins who have told me that I'm shaming the Tharaka County. I have been told that I am an outcast, that I am abnormal, that I am demon possessed.
Sometimes he sits down and then he zones off, you know, for a while, and he comes back and he's all happy, and you know, but you can tell that there's something deep going on.
The million-dollar question we should be asking is it better for homosexuals to keep silent about their situation or come out publicly? And also, on the other hand, as a society, are we doing any justice by being homophobic?
23-year-old Dennis Gitari, Eric's younger brother, has had to deal with the vulnerability of his brother's sexual orientation.
At first, I was a bit confused. And I started doing some research. Then I talked to him about it. Yeah, so I've been understanding, and I must confess that I'm still understanding. Yeah, like for me, I'm straight, I'm attracted to women. So it's quite hard to understand why a fellow man could be attracted to another man. I have friends, close friends, we still hang out, but they don't like the idea of my brother being gay.
Dennis also questions why, besides carrying the same DNA, his brother's orientation varies from his own. But Dennis maintains blood is thicker than homophobia.
Eric has been a big brother to me. He has always been there for me. And we have come from a very challenging environment, as young children up until now, and we have been encouraging one another to move forward, and our relationship has just grown stronger.
His friends too.
I felt the urge to be closer to him more because I knew probably he'd be, having challenges, and probably a few friends would walk away, so I had the urge to be closer to him more.
We randomly sampled views of the Kenyan public on this question of accepting gays among us.
We'll hit him with a stone until death. And that fellow, if he does that way, he will enter officially paradise.
Unless she's supposed to be my pal, that one I'll cut off everything, because she might try something, you know. But if she's my sister, she's my blood sister, she's my family. That's her choice. I have nothing to do about it.
Ndugu yangu kama angekuwa na tabia kama hizo, ningemchukulia uamuzi wa kumshauri ili achane na kitendo na tabia kama hizo, na kama basi atakuwa amekataa hata nielewa, basi huyo mimi nitamtenga kuwa asiwe ndugu yangu.
I am a child of God. That's
Kiama Mugambi has preached about sexual orientation at Mavuno Church and maintains that while it is against Christian values, the homophobic attitude towards the LGBT community does not represent the faith of a Christian life either.
They have questions about what God says about this. They have a deep longing to want to love that person but not know how to do it. The bigger question is, what is God's is God relating with his people, and how has he set out how that relationship is to be worked out and to be lived out? But beyond that, we are created to be social beings, to be in relationship with God, in relationship with one another. It is unfortunate when people are taken out.
That every human has a right to life is every bit as constitutional as it is biblical. However, the African continent is struggling with the pressure to balance this phenomenon with strict African traditions. Joy Doreen Bira, KTN Weekend Prime.
Thank you for that, Joy Doreen Bira, taking a look at the other side of that story. Now,